To go live on Instagram too. We're live, guys. Good evening, everyone. Let me connect everybody here with Instagram too. Just a second. Clouds and tractor built that name. Buchanan's fire chic became fame. Now Puma and Sultan lead the way. Mona Lisa Manche, born to stay. Hear that call. Hey everyone, good evening. Good evening. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday and welcome to one more Thursday night Samba Kennels Family Live. I hope everybody had a great week. It was amazing weekend for us. Last weekend we went to the dog show in Oklahoma. I was happy to be joined by Didi and Tony from Samba Red River and Lauren from Samba South. We were there together with Sultan. Sultan had his first ever show. He did amazing for the first time. He was super shy in the beginning, a little scared with the noises. But at the end, he finished getting first place every time he went into his class age. And there was always one or two dogs there competing with him. And when he went to the last competition against all the best males to compete the best male, he got reserve. And the quality was very, very high. He only lost for Champion Frost, which is a amazing dog and a beautiful specimen, very correct, moves like a feather. Congratulations to Katie Incredibles. I think she's the owner. And beautiful dog show. Congratulations to the organizers, Shamrock. Is that the name? Shamrock Bully Show. Yes. And Shawnee. It was an amazing show. I think it's my fourth time going to Shawnee in the last years, and I was very happy to take my boy Sultan. He did amazing. Everybody was really impressed. He just turned 12, so he was competing with dogs that were older than him. And he's so perfect conformation-wise. He's so correct. He just needs to loosen up a little bit and to be more confident in the ring. But that's normal when you take a dog for the first time to a show. And mind you, I live in the woods, so here there's not much going on. So when they go, and even though I was training him and taking him with me to shops and stuff like that in town, like Tractor Supply and Home Depot, just for him to get used to, he did well. But once they get to an environment where there's so many smells of other dogs, they already get a little more submissive. And then this noise of the microphone was so freaking loud that every time that the guy announced something, he would go like this and he was looking, he locked himself for a little bit, like he was really like not comfortable. But then he took a nap, and Tony and Didi, you guys can confirm, after that nap, Lauren too, he just came back as the little Sultan that I know here in my backyard, happy and playing with the females and little jumps. He's very vocal. He jumps when he talks, and he was just another dog. So thank you guys from Shawnee for the reception, for the beautiful show. Congratulations to everybody that was there participating, because at the end of the day, the best part of dog breeding, in my opinion, is the community. It's being able to be there, meet people that we usually don't meet. We only meet through social media. And it was amazing to be there and to participate. So next dog show, I will be announcing the next dog shows that we'll be going to, because I want to be able to announce you guys, to be able to have the opportunity that we, the Samba family, can meet you and you can meet us, so we can connect in person. I think this is so important for the community. It's always good to have relationships through, text message and stuff, but it's another level when you get to meet the person in face to face and see the dogs face to face. It takes you to another dimension of what this dog breeding really is. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the truth about dog breeding. This is going to be a very relaxed conversation. I have a few topics here that I want to discuss amongst us, the Samba family, and also with my audience. Good evening, everybody that's watching us from Instagram too. I was just able to connect to Instagram, and like I said, it's a very small screen that I have here, trying to read the comments. And I see TMK is in the house. TMK was there present. We had such a great time, and seeing TMK taking his Brazilian bulls to the show again, it was amazing. He's saying we had a great time. It was great to meet the Samba team that we hadn't met. Much respect and continue working hard, guys. Well, TMK, we say the same to you. It was amazing, the time that we spent together, and see your team, your work, your family there, your kids, and your dogs. I mean, you're doing an amazing job. You are
Doing really well.
you are a huge name for the Brazilian bulls worldwide, and we hope to be seeing you. And soon we're going to be in the ring with you too. Hope to be showing our dogs in the Brazilian bull rings. And I will be trying to read some comments as we go. But I'm very happy to be here again. This is our number 5 live, you guys. I cannot express how time passes fast. And we decided to do 3 series of lives, just so you know. We have one series that we will talk especially about the Brazilian bulls, all the history, and that's what we talked about the last time, the start of the origin of Samba kennels, the story of Brazilian bulls in America. And we're also going to have a breeders series, which are topics that are mostly common, we have in common with everybody. So even if you're not in the XLs, or even if you're not in the Brazilian bulls, it doesn't matter. This live is for you. This is for you that wants to aspire to be a breeder, or you're starting a breeding program and you're like, what do we do? I need to talk to more people that have been doing this for a long time, or that are doing this right now. And this is the right place to be. You're going to be able to ask some questions, and we're going to be happy to answer and point out some stuff. And I was just talking to my team before we started this live. I want to be very candid and talk about things that most people sometimes hide when it comes to breeding, because I think this is what makes us authentic, and transparency is one of my big traits. So you guys can ask me anything about dog breeding that I will answer with my whole truth, because sometimes, people don't say that when they're trying to sell you a puppy. And good evening, Tony and Didi.
Hello.
How are you?
We're doing really well. It's
What
been a
can you
long
guys?
day at work, but it's been good.
Yeah.
Good.
You're
Always
home?
glad. Always look forward to Thursdays. See the
So do I.
family. Yeah.
And
How's
how
everything?
can you make any comments about the Oklahoma show?
Oh my gosh, it was really good. I was really impressed. James Cooper did a really good job putting that show on. We went, I think it was in November. We went there, that same place, and it was also really nice. There were some amazing dogs. I'm going to have to agree with you. One of my favorites was Mr. Frost. I liked him. He was a really cool dog, very correct. And our dogs did great, and TMK's dogs did great. And so I was excited about that because they were all Brazilian bulls. But yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Oh, and there's one thing that we need to mention. I don't know if you guys noticed, but TMK Bully Texas in the house too. Hey, I think it's Tony. Right?
Yes, Tony.
Yes.
Hello, Tony.
Tony was there. What a great energy guy.
Yeah, I'm glad you joined us.
And Tony's female, I think, won a lot, right? Was it a female or was it a male?
Yeah.
I believe it's female. Yeah.
Okay.
A young female.
Yeah.
What we noticed in one of the classes, and TMK would be better to remind me, because sometimes I forget the order. I was so focused on Sultan that I wasn't paying too much attention. But I know that the first class with the females, we had the 3 first places, first, second, and third. They all had Brazilian blood, all of them.
Yeah. All of them. Yeah.
In multiple classes, some dogs that were winning had Brazilian blood. So we see how heavy the Brazilian blood is contributing, to the beauty and the conformation of these dogs. And this makes me extremely happy. At the end of the day, that's what we're there for. Yes, TMK Aries, he says. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to old school Nick. He's back. Looking forward to the Samba Live chat, hanging out with some cool dog people. Let's go. Thank you so much for being here again. Adam Lavador. There's another one here. Those Puma pups are going to change the game. Yes, guys, those Puma pups. And we have Lauren here that can talk a little bit about the Puma pups. Good evening, my dear Lauren. How are you? Busy and tired?
Yeah, it's getting better. They're getting to the point that I don't have to be there all the time, and so I'm getting like 6 or 7 hours a night now, which is beautiful. So I feed them more through the day, kind of break it up. But they're like newborn babies. They're sleeping through the night now, and it's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, they're doing really, really good. I am still, and I know I probably say it every time, I'm still amazed at how big these puppies are from Puma and Knuckles. Like and some of the other litters that I've seen that he's had, they're growing so beautifully. I'm really excited. I think that they are going to be a really good foundational litter for anybody that's wanting something to start a kennel or better a kennel even. I think that they would be really good additions for that.
And guess what? I just figured out. I'm so happy, get an old lady here figuring out technology shit. It's crazy. I get so happy. I figured out how to share my screen, you guys. Look at this. Isn't this cool?
Nice.
I was able. So we saw. We were talking about this litter here for you guys that don't know. Puma and Knuckles. So if you don't know, these two babies here, they are son and daughter of Klaus. Of course, it's an outcross, which makes it a little, it's safer to do a line breeding on one dog when you have an outcross, because Knuckles is Lily's daughter with Klaus. Mind you, Lily comes from my favorite ever Bossy line, which is Jasmine's. She's a King Zion daughter and a Bossy Tetra's daughter, meaning that she's a littermate sister of Gatorhead Bully's Whopper. So everybody knows who Whopper is. I bought his littermate sister to breed to Klaus. That's how important, my first breeding with Klaus had to be. And she was a perfect female. So that whole foundation of Klaus and Lily, it gives us, Samba family, our foundation. We have Tetra, we have Viviana, and I'm going to be announcing the next breeding for Viviana, but not now. Very soon. We have Tetra, we have Viviana, and we have Knuckles. And don't forget, Sumo has Hershey and Champion Katana. So look at this epic litter from Klaus and Lily. It gives me the chills because every time I think of everything that we went through and until now, and I have a litter that's basically like all of these females are superstars. They are superstars, and I'm extremely happy with how they have been producing. Klaus and Lily produced Tetra, and Tetra and Shake produced Sultan. And I'm 100% sure that Sultan will be a champion within the next 3 to 6 months. He's already got 40 points in his first show, being shy. Imagine when he gets out of his shell, And Knuckles is the litter. It's not a litter mate because it was a repeat of Klaus and Lily. So we have Knuckles babies with Puma, which is Klaus and Fortuna, 100% Brazilian blood. This was a collab that I did with Sumo Bully Kennels, my dear friends Earl and Audrey. We did a collab when he got Fortuna, RIP for Fortuna, that passed away, unfortunately. And I always wanted a black Klaus son, and here we have. And now we have a whole bunch of little Klaus and Knuckles sons, and some of them are black, right, Lauren? We do have some black puppies from Klaus.
Yep, we have 1, 2, 3 black males and a black female that don't have tri markings. Anyways, they have some white on a little bit of
They're
white on
solid blacks. Well, believe it or not, a lot of people are after the solid blacks, independently if they have white or not.
them. Right.
They do have a lot of interest on the solid blacks because we are bringing the black back. After I started promoting Puma, everybody wants a black dog now. But anyways, this is a beautiful foundational litter because these puppies, their COI is pretty high, so they will lock down the traits that you're looking for if you like this bloodline, okay? And well, and Lauren was there. She was a big help for me, guys, with Sultan and everything. She drove for me all the way from Texas to Oklahoma. And the funny thing is that I slept the whole way back, and I felt so bad for her because she was driving the whole way, and I was sleeping. I was so tired. I promise next time
left you hanging, huh?
Tinley was awake in the back seat. I mean, but she wasn't talking. It was fine. I just listened to music and you know, I was ready to be home. I don't like sleeping away from home if I can prevent it. So
Yeah. I don't blame you at all.
We're the same way.
mm-hmm.
guys, and here we have amazing news. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We have Oscar from Samba, Florida. Good evening, Oscar. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's the name of this chapter? The real breeding? What was the name?
Which one?
The name of this chapter of this life?
The truth about dog breeding.
The truth about dog breeding. Tired. I'm tired. I'm a little tired. Just taking care of the puppies, then taking care of the females. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Don't spoil anything yet.
No, yeah.
Not yet.
I'm so happy.
We have news. And guys, we're gonna share in a little bit. I'm gonna share with you guys something that happened today that was amazing for the Samba family. But if Oscar did it, everybody can do it. He invested in all of his work and his time and his knowledge. He said, I'm gonna be a breeder. He bought the best stud, the best female. He brought it here, and he has a litter. And the 11 puppies are doing great. They are 2 weeks old now.
Yeah, 2 weeks and 3 days.
They're beautiful. They are beautiful babies from Vitello and Nebula. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're doing a great job. Now, this week, I have announced that I was going to expand globally. This is something that I've been telling you guys, for a long time in some of my stories, in some of my reels that I've always wanted to do. And because the branch system has started to, we're starting the branch system locally now, but I want to prepare for next year to start the branch as well. We're going to start earlier, but it's going to be very professionally done. So it takes time for us to have the process validated. But very soon, we're going to be announcing the next chapters that are going to be globally. And today I have a surprise for you. Samba Kennels Brazil, Rodolfo Sanz. You probably have seen his face because he used to be the owner of Shake. He's happy now because he sold the most expensive dog in the world probably in the last few months, So I'm going to invite him in. He's here with us. Welcome, Rodolfo Samba Kennels Brazil. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. How are you?
Hey.
Thank you so much. It's such a privilege to be here around you guys. It's truly honored. Thank you so much for accepting me, Aria. It's definitely a dream come true. I partner with Aria with Shake for a very almost a year, I think. And it was such a blessing. I've learned so much from her, and also from all her ideas, her marketing expertise. My background is not dog kennels at all. I've only read dogs because I love the breed. It was only a passion, and Arya pretty much made it possible for me to find a way to join the two things, the passion and also the financial aspect of it. So yeah, so it was Shake was a great deal. Also a true privilege to be working around such a perfect lineage. And again, this combined with Arya's expertise was for me was a life changing event. So my background's a little different. I'm in the finance slash um, business type of of work. That's what I've done all my life. But again, always seeing Arya's how much dedication she has and how much knowledge she and you guys probably also got this from her. It was definitely life changing. So for me, it was it's been a privilege to be working with her and now with you guys.
Wow, amazing. Guys, I broke the protocol a little bit about our theme here because when Rodolfo told me, Rodolfo is a very busy guy. He is very hard to get a hold with. And today he told me he was going to be, I told him, can you jump on the live so I can introduce you to the people that don't know you? So for you guys that don't know, he is Samba Kennels Brazil now. He's taking care of the Brazilian branch of Samba Kennels.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We look forward to working with you.
And we have a great partnership story. I guess that we made a huge accomplishment for me in my career because I was able to sell, probably one of the most expensive dogs in history for him as an investor, because not only he acquired the value of the dog, but he also, because when I made the sale, no, I don't think nobody knows this, but we sold the dog like many, many months before we announced it. But one of my criteria, maybe if he wasn't with me or the dog was with somebody else, things would have been a little different. But because of my expertise, I told Rodolfo, no, we're going to ask a little bit more and we're going to ask for 6 months or 5 to 6 months because we still have commitments and we still have to work this dog. You just got this dog. He sold the dog basically like 15 days after he acquired him. So when people say, who is the crazy one? I remember when we announced it, people were putting little clown emojis as a comment. Who buys who is the idiot that buys one dog for 180K? Well, Rodolfo is the idiot. He just made at least 3 times more the money in less than 5 months. So I want to be
that is true.
Like that too.
like that.
And again, guys, I work with insurance. I worked with finance. I've worked with all sorts of businesses. I have a very extensive background. I might look a little young, but I'm not that young. So I've been very successful. I've done many M&As, and to be quite honest, I've done pretty good for myself. But nothing beats what I made with Shake ever. So, it's literally 15 days after I purchased them. We got the offer less than a month, let's say 2 months in, sold the contract, we signed it, and then and plus, not only it wasn't only the sale, it was all the stud fees that we were able to sell, all the puppies and etc. Like she said, it was probably 3 times what we invested originally. And obviously Arya was also part of this entire situation because she was one who made sure everything was set up properly. And again, she knows what she's doing. I know you guys know this, but if I can reaffirm this, is this woman she can do some magic when she waves that magic wand of hers and things happen. So I'm proud of her. I'm proud of myself and believing in her, and also for being part of this community now. I'm even more proud. So I'm pretty excited to be here with you guys.
I'm glad to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Did we lose you? Are you there? Did we lose your camera? Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him. Maybe he had some technical problems here. But anyways, you guys, that's Rodolfo. I'm so happy that he was able to jump in and talk to us a little bit. And he has those beautiful females that we've been posting in my Instagram recently. I can actually show you guys right here, because now I learned how to share a screen. Just a second. Where is it? No, I don't want to see myself. I want to see the screen. There you go. So yeah, Rodolfo has many beautiful dogs at his house. He was hiding them, I think, and then I said, hey, we're gonna start showing them, because they're gonna be part of our program now. Look at this female. She looks like a male. This is another beautiful female. Oh, he's back. He's back. And this is the blue tri. And this is a pied. And we have one more, right, Rodolfo, too? He's back here. Let me ask him to. Just a second. Just a second. I'm going to try to. My mouse is not. Oh, this is why. Okay. There we go. He's back.
So, sorry, guys. I'm not used to this online thing here yet, so I pretty much.
None of us are. It's
I received
okay.
a phone call and I'm using my phone, so I lost connection. I'm sorry, but yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited. Excited to be part of this. The good thing is that we have great access to amazing material here in Brazil, and obviously we can find it a very affordable cost, especially when you put it to US dollars. I'm sure you guys have seen, the quality of the Brazilian bulls here. So nonetheless, whatever I can be of assistance, you guys can always count on me. It'll be a privilege to help you guys and also to make sure that we attain success here.
Yes. And Rodolfo is going to be a big part of our success, because he's going to be having the best breedings, and he's going to be selecting the Brazilian bulls that are going to be coming here to Samba Family, and eventually to clients that might be wanting puppies, directly from Brazil, or even adults. We have Samba Kennels Brazil now there for that matter, where we're going to be able to produce at a lower cost, and we're going to have amazing foundational females and males to produce there, so we can bring here only the cream of the crops, just the best of the best. Thank you so much, Rodolfo.
No, thank you.
We're gonna be soon. We're gonna be doing some. We're gonna be updating you guys about the breedings down there, and the females. All of the females that we've been posting belongs to Rodolfo. They should be having litters.
Belongs to us now.
To us, yes. Samba Kennels now, for sure. And of course, they are always up to discussion too. In case you guys really love one of them, we might agree and let one or two go, no more than that. I told him that he has too many. He has the ones that are postings are like not even half of what he's got there. He doesn't need that many females. He doesn't need so many nice females like that.
That is true. That is true. I have way too many.
Rodolfo, thank you so much for joining in. I know you're busy and it's late in Brazil. I'm going to let you go, and we'll talk again soon, because we have a lot of business to take care of, my friend.
Will do. Thank you, guys. Very nice to meet you. Thank you
for
having me.
Welcome.
Thank you. And Ari, I want to hear all about the 4 puppies you sold today.
Oh yes.
You gave it away.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
Yes, we were going to talk about it. Yes.
That is awesome. Okay, you want to talk about it now, because I want to hear it.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, 100%. Guys, we sold 4 puppies today. 4. 3 from Vitello and Nebula, and higher picks too. And we sold 1 from Puma and Knuckles. And we have been selling like 3-4 puppies every week. It's just that today we happened to sell 4 in the same day, which was amazing. But this is what I say. It's always better that we are in a group, that we have a team, because while they're focused on the breedings, I'm focusing on selling and talking to the clients and doing what I do best, which is taking care of my clients and directing them to the right breedings. And this is what we do best. I'm super excited, and I'm sure that you
Where are
guys
they
are.
going? Where are
Yeah, I
they
want
being
to add
shipped?
that. I want to add
I
that
don't want to
my
disclose
they might
now,
buy
but
out, right? They bought
what's
my
that?
pigs. They bought my pigs, my first pigs, females.
We sold first pick female, we sold first pick male from Nebula, and then we sold, I think, 6 pick female from Puma and Knuckles, and 4th pick female from Nebula too, and Vitello. So
Are they being shipped outside of
They
the US, or you don't know yet?
they're going to
yes,
Europe.
they're going to Europe.
Europe.
I cannot disclose yet because it's a
Yeah, that's
contract
fine.
thing,
That's fine. That's
but
cool.
it's Europe. It's Europe. 2 of them are going to Europe. So
Wow. Wow. Congratulations,
That's
guys.
amazing.
Good
Yes.
job. Good job. It's
Oscar
just the
is very
beginning.
happy.
Yeah. I mean,
Oscar, it's just getting
they
started,
buy out
Oscar.
my. Say it again, Rodolfo.
It's just getting started, man. When it starts like this, I'm telling you,
Yeah, man.
four
Yeah, man.
four is the
Then
charm.
I did the right picks on everything, and
Nice.
then I was gonna keep the first pick female.
Yeah.
But since it's going over there and they buy me out, I mean, it's what it is, right? That's why we are here. But
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to keep second pick now.
That's good.
Yeah, and this is something that we're going to talk about a little bit tonight, because we're going to talk about, the truth about breedings and the pros and the cons about making choices. Everything in the breeding program is about making choices, right? And this is one of the good problems to have, right?
Yeah.
True.
So,
True.
yeah, but it was amazing. It was a great day for Samba. It's been a great couple of months, where we never stop selling. I mean, as soon as I have my litters, I am very careful to who we sell it to. So sometimes it takes a little longer, because I don't like, even, I like to do a good screening on my clients, and the process is very slow. It's not like pizza, that you order a pizza. I want to make sure that we do the right questions. I direct them to the right litters, and then there's all the showing the puppies, and it's a long process, but you're not selling like I said, a $50 pizza. You're selling expensive puppies that will be there for a life, for 10, 12 years. And these people are paying $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. So it is a complicated sale, but I love doing it, and I do it
Yeah, I want to
very
say I
well.
was so excited today because it was about, I have been talking with this guy for the last 2 days for the 4 pick, and then just Aurea called me today and say, hey, I sold 2 puppies, and I was driving, and I was like, okay, you sold 2 puppies, that's amazing, Aurea, thank you so much. And say, yes, I said, which puppies you sold? She said, first pick. I say, what?
That's Aria.
No
That's Aria
way,
right
man.
there.
I almost had to stop, man, for a second, and for real, she said yes, they're sold. The first 2 picks, female, and then she told me first pick. I said okay, but one, right? First pick, female or male? She said both. Say, oh my god, no way. And then the other guy called me and closed the deal on the 4 pick too.
Yeah,
So I
it
was
was simultaneously.
blessed. And then Lauren sold 6 pick today. So it was like a record sale today on Samba Cannon, sorry.
That's
For
awesome.
puppies, yes.
Sunday?
For puppies, yes, for sure.
Yeah, for puppies, yeah.
But
Aria, can I ask you for a favor?
please,
Can everyone introduce themselves? Because I see a lot of faces that I see them on Instagram, but I never really have a
yes,
chance
of
to meet them.
course. Okay, let's start with Didi and Tony. They are Samba Kennels Red River. Hi, guys. Introduce
Nice to
yourself.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Russ.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Likewise.
They are in Acona, Texas, which is a
Acona,
little bit
Texas, yes.
north.
We have a
of-
Shake daughter.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
cool.
we have a
That's very
Shake.
nice.
Yeah, Shake and Buchanan's daughter. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome. That's a great.
And
that's
the
a great
tractor
letter right
daughter,
there.
and the tractor
Yeah,
son.
and we have a tractor son.
And this is
Nice.
Lauren, Samba South.
Oh, I see Lauren all the time too. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Lauren
So
was the first branch that we started. She's a good friend of mine. She's been coming here often, and she lives close by, so it makes everything easier. This is
yeah.
Oscar Diaz from
Hey, Rodolfo. I'm also
How
originally
are
from
you?
yes. I
Colombia.
mean, I get involved in all of this because your baby, Jake, and I
Yeah,
kind of went to Brazil, invest in two females, pregnant of the
yeah.
best time of the moment, which was Vitello. But
Right.
now, thanks God, we just did the first breeding with him. The second breed is gonna be with your baby,
Yeah, I
Jake.
heard. Shake. That's
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good for you.
So that's the
Great
next one.
pick.
Congratulations.
Great pick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we starting strong. They are starting very strong. I mean,
That's
the
great.
the, the type of breedings that we're coming, this year is gonna be heavy for us. It already is. All these litters that we have on the ground, and just I'm so happy with everything that's going on, and I'm so happy that you are with us, Rodolfo. I
I
couldn't have a
know.
Yeah,
better
Same.
representative.
Yeah.
Super
me too.
excited.
I'm very excited. And again, guys, like I said, it goes without saying, but whatever you guys need here, it'll be a pleasure to help. It really will. So
I have
Thank
a
you.
count on
question,
me.
Rodolfo, if it's not too much.
What's that?
I say I have a question, if it's not too
Sure,
much.
sure, sure, sure. Go
From a
ahead.
business guy to a business guy, because I think we saw the same thing. I also deal with a lot of different things. Just like you say, my background is not on ducks. I'm first time ever
Right,
on
right.
this. And I just saw the opportunity as a business. I just did my math, checked the
Yeah.
market, did my whole market study, and and I want to ask you what was like the main point or one of the, because I know it's a lot of different things together in order to make a decision.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We
we
lost
lost him.
somebody.
Hey,
we lost Oscar.
Oscar.
Oscar, we can hear
Oscar,
you.
you're muted.
Can you hear Oscar?
Hello, Oscar. We
Can't
can hear you.
hear.
Oh, I mute myself. I'm sorry.
Oh,
So
It
I was
happens.
saying, I know there is a lot of different things that you have to consider when it comes to the time to make a purchase like you did. But
Yeah.
if you can resume it to one or two, what was like the main point that made you, I'm gonna do that purchase, I'm gonna do that investment because of this, what I'm seeing is worth it and is worth the risk.
Right. So I guess the number one thing was gut. I saw the amount of momentum that Shake had, and also I saw the how much visibility he had outside of the Brazilian community itself. So that was something that definitely caught my attention. I had purchased three dogs from Lucas before, and I knew his potential. I knew the quality of his lineage, right? And but the definitive moment, and it's not because Ari is here, was when I spoke with. So Shake was in Texas under Aria's supervision at the time. And so Lucas connected me to Aria and said, "Hey, so in case you decide to move forward, this is Aria. She's the one who's going to be supervising him while he's in Texas, but he won't be there for much longer. He's probably going to be leaving within a few months." So after I spoke with Arya, and I mean, we hit right on. And in business, it's all about partnership. It's all about who you're working with, right? It's all about who's next to you, and definitely seeing how much knowledge Arya had, her vision, how much ambition she had, and also what she was actually like, how organized she was, and how not just creative but strategic, right? What Like every single step of her day was like strategically split. I was like, oh, this is a win-win. There's no way I'm going to lose with this. Like there's definitely no way. So both of these things were definitely the definitive moment for me to say, okay, I'll be willing to pay 180K on this dog. Yeah, it's a lot, but if, again, like you said, you did your math, and I also did mine, and the dog was there for what, 3 4 months when I bought him, and he had already pretty much made $180,000. So I was like, okay, like this is stupid. Like, there's no way I'm not going to make my money back.
Mhm.
And with Arya, in the mix, there's no. This is a win-win. So I definitely that's something that definitely struck me as a great opportunity, and yeah, so it was spot on. So everything, like for instance, all his testing, the embark, everything he had, it wasn't Lucas, it was all Arya's work. She was doing it all
Yeah.
in the background without his. So like everything was strategically decided, and I knew I had to partner with her. So that's definitely, and I never told this to Arya though. This is the first time she's probably hearing this, but this is definitely something I was like, all right, this like I'm in. I'm definitely gonna. No, was he not in the U.S. with Arya? It totally would have been a different decision, and I'm not sure if I would have jumped right on.
100%, 100%. I can tell you a little bit of something like that too, Rodolfo, because I can say, where is Aurea? Aurea left? No
She
way.
probably she
I'm
probably
sorry.
left. Oh,
I
There she
pressed
there
the
she
button
is.
by mistake.
Lost.
But I
Are you
heard it.
muted? No, you're muted, Arya.
I'm
So,
muted.
so is I want to add to that, Rodolfo, that
Hello?
kind of the
Am I
We can hear
muted?
strategic.
you.
Can you hear
You
me?
guys hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you perfectly
Okay.
well.
Sorry, guys.
So
I don't know what I did. I left the room and I came back and I was muted.
I was gonna
But I
say that
heard
I'm
everything.
100%
Thank
with
you,
the
Rodolfo.
same feeling, man. Like when I did the whole study and the whole thing, I was like, there is no way I'm not gonna get my money back. But then
Yeah.
one day I was talking to Aurea, and in that week, first week of January, she launched Samba South. And when she
Yep.
launched Samba South, she came to me and, hey, Oscar, I'm kind of sorry because I'm not gonna be able to. We have a long conversation. I'm gonna resume it to this. She told me like, I feel like I'm not gonna be able to give you the importance that your program needs, and give you my 100%. So I'm kind of not gonna be able to partner you on this deal. And I was like, hey, Aura, that's fine. Okay, I'm quick. I quit. You know,
But
I
explain
Yeah.
to
already
me,
did the deposit. I already did the deposit in
Oscar,
Brazil.
did
Let,
you
let me
did you
Yeah.
finish.
explain to
Let me finish.
them?
Let
Okay.
me finish.
Did you explain to them that you asked me for my help only?
I can't hear you,
Yeah, no, no,
Arya.
no. But the whole point is talking about the strategic of the business and the partnerships, like
Yeah.
Luca, like Rodolfo was saying. So at that moment, when she told me that, I told her I quit. Don't problem. I understand what you're saying. That's completely fine. But I quit. I'm not gonna do it. And she was like, no, don't do that. I say, Aria, there is no way I'm gonna do this without you. It's just
Yeah.
as simple as that. I prefer to lose the deposit.
Right.
The deposit is like 20%. There is I invest
Yeah.
almost 100K. So
Right.
so when she told me that, when she said that, and I don't know what happens to her, and she said like, no, I'm not gonna let you quit. you know and she had me, and she support me, and man, look at the day today.
Yeah.
i'm
That's
just
great. That's
i'm
great.
just blessed to have Aria too. Just
Oh,
I
Yeah.
want.
guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you so
That's
much.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we are a big team now.
Arya,
And
I can't hear Arya. Can you guys hear her? I can't hear
Yeah,
her.
we can
Yes, we
hear.
can hear her.
can you hear
Arya,
me?
you're muted to me only. I think you
That's
muted
weird.
yourself to
Let
myself.
me take myself out and come back. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can
Yes,
perfectly hear you.
I learned now that I have to get out and come back. And it's amazing that we're talking about this and we're all together here because I invited Rodolfo because Rodolfo is my mentor, like in business. He's also my mentor. Like he knows so much about business and finances and he has big companies in very different type of industries. So he's also my mentor and he's mentoring me a little bit. He's been mentoring me on the business part of the deal in everything. So having him as a Samba Canos Brazil is not only going to strengthen our relationship as far as the inter exchange between American branches with Brazil, which is Brazil is basically the mother country of Brazilian bulls. So he's going to have the best genetic material to provide to all of us here whether it is for breedings, whether it is for studying, or whether it is for females or just puppies, or we're going to be able to select them there. But Rodolfo plays a much, much, much bigger role in Samba Kennels. He's the heart of the business. Like, I consider him my mentor when it comes to business, and he's going to guide me to branch out internationally, because he does this very well. So the international part, I'm going to be having him mentoring me and also guiding because we're probably going to be doing trips to Asia, to Australia. We already have 3 people in Australia, 2 in New Zealand, 2 in South Africa, 1 in Germany, 1 in Spain, 1 in France. And they have contacted me already that they're sending applications. So we're going to have this guided by someone. And who best to do this than Rodolfo, being the first Samba Kennels branch international.
No, you're very nice. Thank you. And also, there's a guy from Spain who reached out to me, who is very, very interested. He asked me about the process. How was it? If it was worth it? It might have been the same guy. He has a kennel in Spain.
No, it was a lady in Spain that talked to me.
Okay, so there's a guy. His name is Jesus Christ. What's his name now? I have it right here. Anyway, he is very interested, and he's definitely someone who's going to sign an application very soon. So I send him your contact, Oria.
Yeah,
So
it's still
I'm excited.
It is still an embryo process. We're going to have a packet with all the guidelines, all the bylaws, all the information, all the regiments, and it is not easy to expand internationally. A lot of people do it, but a lot of people kind of half-ass it, and this is not what I'm going to offer my partners.
Yep, that's awesome. Good for you. I'm excited to be part of this, guy. This is going to be huge, and I think we are the foundation and the backbone of the business. So to be to be one of the first ones is going to be something that I'm sure this is going to be huge in a few years. I won't say years because it's going to be an empire, and I'm pretty sure that for us who are the first, will be, especially you guys who are even before me, we'll be the backbone. So there's going to be a lot more benefits to us, and I mean that's the way it should be anyway, because we're the one who's taking the more risk when you start, right? And the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward.
100%. Thank you, Rodolfo. Again, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, guys. And I'm excited to be here. And again, count on me. Add me on Instagram, and I'm gonna follow you back. I did follow Lauren back. So, and again, if you guys can add me, I'll be more than happy to follow
Absolutely.
you.
We will.
Or DM me. All right, guys.
Sure
Thank
will.
you
Good
so
night.
much.
Good night.
Have a good night. Bye bye.
Good night, Rodolfo. Talk soon.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Talk soon, Arya. Bye bye.
Bye. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to remove, but he left, so I removed Oscar by mistake. Are you there? Can you hear me, Oscar? So there you go, guys. Amazing partnership with Rodolfo. He's going to be helping us and having those beautiful females that will be serving, the American market. That's going to be amazing. And with his background and his experience, we're in good hands to branch out professionally, not just half-ass our name around, because this is something that it took me 2 years to start branching out with you guys. Like I said, I needed something that was going to be very well thought of, that something that would be a win-win for everyone. And like I said, our system of franchise is going to be a little different. It's not really going to be a franchise. It's going to be a licensing system, but everybody's going to be benefited from. My goal is to allow all the branches to benefit from, to have a bonus. Let's translate it to a normal language, to have a financial bonus of all Samba Kennels profit at the end of the year, like have a real system where everybody benefits from everybody else's sales. So we'll see. I'm still working on it. It's hard, but we're going to get it done. Everything that I thought it was impossible, God gave me 5 minutes and I got it. So I even sold the dog twice for 6 digits, so
Super
what
nice.
what is not possible. Well, guys, let's talk a little bit about breeding now. Let's talk about the real life of a breeder, the truth about dog breeding. I have so many people watching here, and I wish I could say hi to everybody, but we talk, and we don't greet. But I'm trying to put all the comments here. Everybody that's been coming back to us. Oh, this person here, Motel Macready. Hello, we met. That's the person we first took a picture with, Sultan. He's in love with Sultan.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, Motel, very nice person. Thank you for going to Oklahoma and meeting us there. He was there just for an hour. Thank you, everybody that's coming back and participating on the live. So I want to ask you. Oh, and I want to apologize today. Vito could not make it. He had some business commitments, so he couldn't make it. And he said to apologize for him. Everybody that's on Instagram, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Oh, it's freaking amazing KT Bullies. That freaking amazing to expand that much. Very inspiring, sincerely. We are excited. Rock Scott, is that what it says?
Yeah, I think he said, I think he locked in a pup with you, Aria.
Who did?
The Rocks Cuts.
That's why we decided to lock in on a puppy with you guys. Yeah. You're very organized and amazing bloodlines. Oh, amazing. Well, I will probably not recognize by the name. I don't remember this kennel name. If you can please send us your name, I will remember right away. And thank you so much for locking in a puppy with us. We're a big family. You know, at the end of the day, the big Samba family, this is what we are, but it's not just us. It's not just the branches. It's you client and even your puppies and even the puppies that live with you that are not Samba. This is our extension of our family. You know, we will make sure that you feel that this is your family too. And every success of the Samba team is going to be a success extended to you. And I'm so happy to have more and more people joining the Samba team. You guys, this is amazing. We have people from Kuwait. We have people from Paraguay. York Benitez. Hi, York. Thank you for coming back. I've seen you in our lives before. Let's talk about the real deal, right? When you talk about breeding, a lot of people understand that breeding is just buying two beautiful dogs from famous dogs, for example, get a puppy here and a puppy there, and hopefully they're going to grow and they're going to be beautiful and they're going to put them together and they're going to make beautiful puppies. Well, it doesn't work that way. You can do it. Yes, you can. But that's just what we call just a one-time breeding. You know, usually people that do that without any plans or without a goal or a vision, and you just do it out of emotion, usually you get one litter, and then after you see what that litter, the work and the problems that came with that, that's their first and their last one, you know. And that's if you even get to the point. A lot of people buy puppies that they don't understand that those puppies are going to grow, they're going to have heats, they're going to bark when you're not home if you don't give them the proper socialization. The neighbors are going to complain. So there's a lot of responsibility allied to just owning one individual in your house that is not a human, that is a dog, that you have to be on full mode control, because it will depend on you. It will depend on your boundaries. It will depend on your knowledge as a human owner on how to bring that puppy up so it will be joyful for you and for the puppy. You know, we want to make sure that we don't sell puppies to a person that has an apartment, for example, and that has no time to take that dog 3-4 times a day for a walk. That dog is going to be stressed out. He's going to be a sad animal. He's probably going to overeat, overchew, or he's going to not. And this is a responsibility that comes with the breeder. So this is why I say selling puppies is very hard, because you have the pressure of doing a sale, but you also have to remember the responsibility that comes with it. With selling a living being that's going to be with somebody for 12 years? Are those people on the other side of the line, are they suitable for having that puppy? What are their intentions? Do you want a puppy with breeding rights? And if you do, what is your purpose? How are you going to breed this dog? So it is, breeding is not, it's not what it seems to be. I mean, it could be very easy, but it's not if you do it professionally. So that's the whole point. What changes, what breeding is to what breeding should be, is when you do it professionally. And when you do it professionally, that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here, to guide you guys, my beautiful audience that's here, our partners, and my future clients, our future clients now, because we've been doing this for quite some time. We are learning every day. I'm not better than anybody here. I just have been doing it for longer, and I learn every day. I'm sure that everyone in this room, everyone watching, knows things that I don't know, and we exchange information every day. So what makes breeding real? What makes breeding worth doing it? You have to remember that you're responsible for these animals, and you have to do it responsibly, because it's also a business. The minute that somebody sells a puppy, these people that say, oh, I work, I don't depend on dog breeding, I don't sell dogs. And some people have even like an arrogant attitude towards people that live off of selling dogs. But as long as you sold one puppy in your life and you charged for that, you're already considered a business. The same responsibility that a backyard breeder has of selling a puppy is the same level of responsibility that I do and that other professional breeders do, because you're selling, you're exchanging money towards someone that's buying a product. So how to make this business more enjoyable, more, how do I say, how to make it right by the dogs, first and foremost, by you, by your purpose, and by the buyers, is following protocols, is following guidelines, and making sure that you are being mentored at least by one breeder. Multiple breeders would be even better, because then you can filter what makes sense and what doesn't make sense to you. I've always said that. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what were the most shocking point that you, my beautiful Samba family here, I'm going to ask Didi and Tony, and then I'm going to ask Oscar, and then Ryan and Lauren. What was the most shocking truth about dog breeding that you had to face in the last, within the time that you started this? So something that you had to deal with, and you don't have to give details, but something that you can use as an example to give our audience a little bit of a guideline, because problems happen, and a lot of shit happens when we are in this game. I want to hear from you, Tony and Didi. Is there anything that happened in the last couple of years that you've been breeding, or even when you were in the Shepherds, that you guys said, damn, this is not what we were expecting?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, Shepherds are a little bit different. We did natural breedings. Most of our dogs had natural births. I think we had to take one dog in one time because we didn't have any oxytocin to give her. We had run out from the previous breeding. But I think losing a puppy is hard. I know Tony, he will do everything that he can to save that puppy. And for me, I'm really emotional if we lose one. It's not for the weak. I will say that. It's really rewarding, and you lose a lot of sleep. And it's a lot of worry. So if your stress factor is not, if it's too high, it makes it even worse. Makes it even worse.
Do you agree, Tony?
Absolutely. Yeah, thankfully I'm a little bit more calm when it comes to the not so much the breeding but the whelping. I'm a little more not more knowledgeable, but I can take a little more. I totally understand that there are going to be losses. Of course, I also feel that in the case of a loss of a puppy, I kind of feel mentally that that's what was going to happen or needed to happen. You know, what do they call it? Elimination of
It's nature. It's
just nature. You know, I think that that puppy was not supposed to make it. There might have been some illness, some stuff that was going on within their little
Natural
body.
selection.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, as Dee Dee pointed out, there's well, you know, the cost of starting, the cost of just being prepared as far as the kennel, the proper,
Helping.
yep, proper housing for the dogs, and just, you know, a lot of people look at it as they're just a dog. Well, for us, they're more. They're a family to us. Yes, you hope that they bring you some financial reimbursement, but for us, we don't look at it that way. I mean, we breed
To better.
we breed to better the breed. So
For the passion.
yeah, for the
Mhm.
passion, you know, we
And
love.
I think that most people, because for you to be in this business, at the end of the day, we know how hard it is. And this is when it falls. Those people that want to just do it for money, they usually they have one litter and they stop, because there's a lot of passion that needs to be involved and a lot of giveaways, like, or giving ins, like you give in, going out and partying and traveling, and it's a full mode devotion. And it's hard to just do it for money. You gotta love it, and it is for the passion. You want to see these puppies better than the parents. You want to study. You want to see what the genetics, especially if you did some homework on choosing the parents, how the puppy is going to turn out. But I totally agree with you. It's money is just a consequence,
Yeah,
and
you know, yeah, your friends and stuff will invite you, you know, to go stay the weekend at the lake or somewhere, you know, and it's just like, well,
Go.
we can't go, you know, we have puppies or we have dogs, and I mean the dogs right now at this point is not a huge issue. We have several our kids come over and help us, but I can only imagine when we have puppies, and you know, and they're, you know, you can't just ask anybody to come take care of your dogs. Like Vito says, you know, there's so much that he can't do just because he doesn't have anybody to come watch his dog. So it's a big, huge commitment. You know, once you can have one or two dogs and you can get away with, you can leave them for the weekend or something, feed them and water them. But once you get a little more into it, you know, I hate to keep bringing up the fact of the expense. You know, when somebody gives you a puppy, you don't. I don't want to say you don't care about it near as much, but when you have lots of money invested, you sometimes you don't even want to see them play too rough, you know, because it's like, oh, they're going to get hurt, you know, or they're going to break a leg, or, you know, it's just it's a lot of mental. The investment changes a lot when you start looking into,
for sure.
raising dogs, you know, and like I said, you hate to keep thinking of the money, but it's there, and it's what it costs to have a really good dog. I believe, you know, and like you said, it's a process. You have to do your work, you have to do your studies.
Now let me ask you something. Why do you have to buy, why do you have to invest to have a breeding program? Why can't you just get a so-so dog here and breed to your neighbor's dog? And what do you think is the decision making point that you say, no, I have to invest?
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So for me, the most important thing is temperament, health, and structure. So when you look at temperament, I don't want to go to some backyard breeder. I don't know what they're doing, what they have going on, what kind of dogs they have, anything like that. So I told Tony when we found you and we went and picked up Riggs, we met all your dogs. I told Tony, I said, these are the dogs I want. This is the only dogs that I want in my house now, because he's fantastic.
Do you
So-
think because the breed, the gene pool that I have, or
Yes.
just my individual dogs?
Yeah, I think it's the gene pool. I mean, you can, of course, you can get a puppy, and it 3 generations back, there might have been a hot dog in there, and it might come out, and you're like, oh crap, what do we do now? But for me, and then the health, and the health testing that we do, the embarks, the hip and elbows, the cardiac, that all that, it's important to me, and it's important. We want to produce healthy, good temperament puppies that families can enjoy.
Exactly.
And if they go to a show home, even better, So, or a breeding program, even better. But that's what I like.
Thank you, guys. I want to ask Oscar, even though Oscar has started recently, have you can you tell me, Oscar, if there's like a downside of this breeding business, that you want to point to start, or something bad about the breeding business?
Something bad about the breed?
The breeding. When you started your breeding program, what you were not expecting, something, because you didn't have any losses, you didn't have any problems yet, because you've been breeding for very little time. But
I will say, because I think we're gonna make a video in a few months of how succeeds in a short time breeding. Hopefully. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, audio froze on my screen or on your
Yes,
screen.
she did. Yeah, there she is.
I'm back. I think my internet kind of failed me for a second. It started becoming windy here, and I have Starlink. So
I would say for me, the hardest thing is to pick the right dogs to start. Because all the time, everything I have hearing since I start, and is just finding not problems but challenge. Challenge, next challenge. I finish one, and then next challenge, and then next one, and then it haven't stopped so far. So I would say the first challenge for me was to find the right dogs. And this is not my like Rodolfo was saying. I have no background on dogs. At least he was breeding dogs for fun, but I don't. So I don't have any experience at all. So the first challenge was make my research, went to ABKC and check what's the show dog, what's the perfect dog, how it looks, what perfect feet, perfect head, perfect, the whole characteristics there, and then pick the right dog, and you can read it all, but if you don't have experience, it's kind of the same thing at the end of the day. But I got the idea, and then I find the right person, and then I find the best dogs, and when I came to look at, like, maybe some people knows, I bought these 2 females from LPK, which I thought was the best. It was the momentum of Brazilian bulls. After
can you tell us, Oscar, who you bought?
I
some
bought
people
Nebula,
don't know.
Nebula, and Hope.
Nebula, which is a heavy Chevy female with amazing bloodline. I have one flying here that's bothering me.
This is the funny part.
Yes.
I didn't knew that they were so amazing bloodlines. I didn't knew that, until I talked to a few breeders, and then I remember when I met Aurea, even that I saw these 2 females when I went to Brazil. And when I saw them in person, because on the phone, I was, you see all these pictures all over internet, dogs looking like amazing, and there is a little touches here and there to make the dog looks even to show their qualities. But when Lucas started sending me pictures and videos of these dogs, Nebula and Hope, it was not a filter picture. It was on video camera. It was on real camera. In camera, like everybody knows, don't shows what you see in person. The camera
Yeah.
don't show, the picture don't really show what you see in person. So when I saw them in camera, I say, bro, no. In my mind, I was like, I see these dogs in internet like huge things, huge. I was checking another qualities, and when he showed me his dogs, he was telling me all the time, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. These dogs are amazing. But I was letting me know, I was leading me by the picture he was sending me. I say like, okay, bro, okay, I will see you there. When I went there and I went with Aria, those were amazing females. When I saw them, I fall in love. I was like, bro, this is a dog that, and I asked to everybody that comes to my home and see the dogs, bro. Have you seen a dog like this? This is not a dog that you see these dogs and there is definitely something different. You see them and it's not a regular dog, Um, so when I met Aria there, even when I saw them and I thought they were amazing, I didn't know a lot of things. So I asked Aria, please be honest, 100% with me. Are they qualified? Are they good? I remember I asked her, these two females are something that you will have in your kennel for real? And she told me, yes, definitely. Like, they are amazing. They're really good. And then Beetle came and did a little research on their pedigree. And we find out the beard shark Nason dog is a monster. And then on whole pedigrees too, like I thanks God, I think God is it should be across everything, in between everything. And I told Ari at the beginning, I always ask him for a sign to stop doing this deal, like from the very, very, very beginning, and everything was going so smooth. Then the little thing when what I was talking to Rodolfo, I think first challenge, find the right dog. Second challenge, find the right partner, you know. So I went to Aria, but at the beginning we were not talking about being. I was a brother bull kennel. That was my kennel, the one that I was starting, the brand that I was trying to create to start. Um, but I talked to Aria just to help me as a partner, and that was when she told me, like, I'm not gonna be able to give you 100%, and I already did a deposit, and I say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. There is no way. And she told me, you can find someone else. I say no, because I'm not going to the American Bullies. If I go to American Bullies, I will find someone else, because there is a ton of American Bullies breeders, not good, bad, or regular, so, whatever, but it is a ton.
Yeah.
But for Brazilian Bulls, the right person, la persona idónea, perfect person to deal with these dogs, it was her. So when she told me that, I told her, I quit, and I don't want to put any pressure on you, but as you're being honest with me and transparent with me, I'm gonna be transparent with you. That's fine. I lose the deposit and I'm gonna quit. That's all. There is no way that you start a business and in 2 months you're selling puppies for. We sold today first picks over 20,000. There is no way I'm gonna be able to do that. I have to be honest. I always think in life it's really important to recognize where you're standing at. That's really, really important. And this is not negative feeling or anything like that. It's just about business. And without the right partnership, this wouldn't be as successful as it's been so far. I don't know if I'm talking right in English, but
Mhm.
I got the explanation right, I guess, the point.
Well, you basically, I told you, you get your investment back right away, right? Because
You
and
told me it's gonna be a sold out. Then that was the other thing. I was calling the breeders and calling you and say, tell me what you really think, because to me as a business, and I'm gonna say something really important, um, because I don't know, maybe people can learn from this little bit, I guess. So I start checking on the whole possible bad things, what could happen. But I was thinking as a businessman. I was not thinking as a breeder. I was thinking, okay, this is the math. This is how much I'm investing. Even if I had to sell puppies for, I don't know, the lowest price, I will get my money back. And I was thinking, what could happen? And thinking and thinking. It was almost 2 nights without sleeping, just thinking what could be bad in the business. I say, no, I have everything covered, everything. And first call to the breeder, okay, do you thought what's gonna happen if one puppy died? Do you thought what's gonna happen if the female died? Do you know what's gonna happen if she don't take? I never, ever thought that was gonna be possible. To me, in my mind, it's a dog. You know,
yeah,
why? I didn't know anything as a breeder, so that shocked my mind. And then in that moment was like when I say right partner, find the right partner, not only for marketing but for experience, to guide me the right way, to show me what I have to do, to guide me the first thing, the most important thing. Then next challenge is bringing the females from Brazil, you know because
pregnant.
pregnant, yeah, that's the problem. Not bringing the dog, bringing a female pregnant. And then to me it was 100% new, and I was telling all my friends, do you know that the females can absorb their puppies?
Can
Everybody was,
absorb. Yes, yes.
what you talking about? I didn't knew. And I went to internet and I check all that information out. I say like, damn. So she might be coming with 8 puppies and just 5 born, you know, or she can abort, or she can lose them in the travel, and then the stress and all the stuff. Next challenge. Then she come here, took it to the bed, she's fine. Next challenge, the birth. C-section, no C-section, natural. I saw a lot of information on internet. It was one breeder that the whole females die, the whole puppies die in Hawaii. One of the sheikhs, whoever's related to him, die, and the female die. Then Lauren had to go to the C-section with the last puppy because it
That's
was a water
wonderful.
puppy. That was another breeder, but Lauren had to go C-section at the end, right? And then these all kind of different cases. And when I go to the bed is that's a huge dog. It's perfect to have them natural, And so I'm so confused, and everybody's
Yeah.
telling me different. So that's the challenge, and at the end of the day, you have to take a decision.
But
You
I
know?
think that that's where having the right people around you, mentoring you, makes the whole difference. Having someone guiding you and say, "Hey, let's analyze the risks together." And that's what I did with you the whole time when
Yeah.
you're, to decide, okay, he called me and she said, she lost a lot of water. And I said, oh, her water broke. Let's take her to the vet. No, I think I'm going to let her have natural because I think she's looking good. And I said, this this is a risk. You are not experienced to have her having natural. Your vet, the first thing you're going to do, call your vet, see what he says. If he can take it, take her. And that's what he did. He called the vet. He said, bring her in. Don't waste your time. You might have to end up doing a C-section anyways, because these puppies are going to be huge, and they are huge. They are Vitello puppies with Nebula. Nebula's dad is 100 and if somebody can make a quick accounting there for me, how much is 89 kilos or 90 kilos in pounds? And that's how
100.
big.
Yeah.
How
No,
big?
90 kilograms. That's 180
Oh,
pounds.
80?
180 pounds, I think. That's Nebula's dad and she's pregnant of Vitello. And I said, don't even waste your time because these puppies are not going to go through. Let's take her to the vet. If the vet said okay, and I told him, and I said, before you do anything, let's find 3 options of veterinarian clinics near you. That if you don't have, if the first one, let's say she's having puppies in the middle of the night, and then you talk to a vet that only opens 9 to 5, and then you have a second. So I told them, make sure that you write, take notes, talk to 3, 4 clinics, have a plan A, plan B, plan C, make sure that you have a temperature taken every 12 hours. So that kind of guidance is so important, especially when you're new, especially when you're a little lost, it's your first time. So I guess, Oscar, it was a fun start, but and how are you liking the experience of taking care of these 11 puppies? They're all beautiful.
I mean, so far, I hit the first week. It was really hard, like really hard, because when she came and I saw these little things like so fragile, I couldn't, because I haven't showed to the team, but I built a kennel. I showed them. I built a kennel back there, and like I trying to create a system that is efficiently, and that I don't, in the case I had to leave for the whole day or something, or maybe one day and come back next, they're gonna be good, because I'm here all the time and I take them out all the time. But I prepare myself, but for that case, so I don't have to stay here or stop doing my things outside for one day or maybe one night, when I have to. So that's in the backyard of my house. So when I bring the puppies here, I say, no, I can't take them back there. I'm not gonna leave them back there, And she was so desperate. Nebula is so heavy. Nebula stepped on my feet, and it hurts, So I say, if she steps on one puppy. So thanks God, I have my own creativity too, and check on all over internet. So I bring a really cozy whelping box. I built the whelping box by myself, and I brought the whelp. I'm so glad. I want to say, as a first time breeder, and for first time breeders out there, when I built the whelping box, I didn't knew why the rail inside was for. I didn't know, like, at all, And then
Yes,
how they
sir.
told me, "Are you building the reel?" I say, "No, no." I say, "No, you have to build the reel." I say, "Why is that for?" And then I start checking on internet, because the puppies are gonna hide, and I don't know how many times I found Nebula completely laid on the edge, and the puppies under that reel.
Yeah.
Two or
And
three.
I think that an amazing thing that one of the things that I liked about Oscar, and it was one of the things that made me invite him to be part of Samba Kennels branch, is not because he invested in some nice dogs. He showed that he had the will to actually work. Mind you, this guy, he has a shed that is outside of his house, and it didn't have any insulation, it didn't have any flooring. He put the ceramic flooring, he insulated the whole shed, he built his own whelping box for the puppy. So he totally transformed the shed himself. He didn't hire anybody to do it. So that shows that his dedication is already there. It's inside of him, so he deserved to be invited, because he was showing me, he was so excited. And I said, I know you're going to succeed, because you're a hustler, and it takes to be a hustler to be in this game. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you for
Thank you.
your input.
Thank you.
Miss Lauren, can you explain to us a little bit about some bad experiences that you faced, that you didn't expect to face, in the beginning of your breeding program? Or
I would obviously, I agree with Dee 100%. I'm a bleeding heart. If I lose a puppy, I am just completely brokenhearted. I work very, very hard to make sure that doesn't happen. And I would say probably the one thing that I had to deal with my very first litter ever was the mom not having enough milk. Um,
Mhm.
I still was very, very involved, obviously, and she had them on a Tuesday night into a Wednesday morning. And by Friday, I felt like something just wasn't right. So I went ahead and took her and all puppies to the vet. Like because it is very crucial. Their first week of life is extremely, extremely touchy. And so I took them, and she said they're perfectly healthy. They're just hungry. And so she showed me how to tube feed one time in the vet's office. And she said, "Here, go home. Here's a shot of antibiotics to give them. Here's some NutriCal, which is a high calorie little paste that you can put in their mouth to help them if they seem like they're kind of lethargic, not really wanting to eat. You can give that to them. It might, kind of wake them up and make them want to eat." Um, and she said, tube feed them every couple of hours. So um, I did that. Every 2 hours throughout the night, throughout the day. It was like having, at that point, that was 9 newborns. Um, but with this litter, of course, there's 15 of them. So I've had 15 newborns because I've helped her supplement, just because I don't know any dog that would ever have enough milk for 15 puppies. So I would say the most shocking, I wouldn't say the hardest thing, maybe. I think the hardest thing would be losing puppies, but the most shocking, fastest learned thing that I had to do was learn how to help her help a female that doesn't have enough milk. That's something that I never really anticipated having to deal with, because they are dogs. I feel like you know, they should be able to support their puppies. Um, but with it, I mean, honestly, she probably could have, and we would have lost some puppies. Same with my other litter. She probably could have. She would have had enough milk to sustain some of them, but not all of them, and then we would have lost more. And so I think that being able to be taught how to help um, is something that everybody should be open to, and to be able to have the time to help is another huge thing, because you can never anticipate having a female that does not have everything that she needs to take care of her babies.
100%. I think that what you're saying, especially, and now you had 15 puppies, you guys. She had
It's a lot.
15 puppies. They're 3.5 weeks now. They're amazing. They're beautiful. We just posted a video on my, I think it's in my stories. It's on Samba Cano South page with the update um, video of each puppy. It's crazy. 15 puppies. They're all alive. They're all fat. They're all huge. And of course, you can only have that kind of success on a litter if you are helping, if you're supplementing. And it is a lot of dedication. I'm so happy that now they're going to start on mush, because it makes a lot easier on us when they're on mush. But on the other hand, it's also where the real work starts, because mama is not cleaning them anymore. So now it's you cleaning them. It is not easy. And I think this dedication, having litters, is the main part of breeding, right? That's what the heart of the whole process of breeding two dogs is whelping the litter. And the whelping means dedication, availability, love, knowledge. You have to know what to do. You have to know what to do in an emergency. You have to know what to do in order to save money in case you have a problem. And sometimes that's when, most of the times, having partners that will guide you to save money helps a lot too, because sometimes it's something easy that you can maneuver at home. You don't have to go to a vet clinic in the middle of the night on a Sunday, that just to smile is going to cost you $500. You know what I mean? So having a mentor is really important, but also having the availability for that litter makes all the difference. Don't be emotional and say, oh, let's breed them too. Try to plan ahead. Try to plan ahead. Okay, so your female is ready to breed. You have the means of buying a stud fee and and having that litter. Make sure that you plan not only for the next 2 months, because it's not just, okay, the 2 months. You have to plan ahead 6 months, 7 months. What if that litter doesn't sell? And then you have 12 puppies or 15 puppies like Miss Lauren, and you sell 3 or 4, and then you keep another 2, but then you have another 7 growing there. So you got to think ahead. You got to plan your year in order to have, make sure, because this is going to, instead of having a joyful moment, which it should be for all of us, it is, but instead of being a great moment, it might be a burden in your life. It might cause you problems. It might cause problems with your neighbors, a whole bunch of little guys barking and they're not selling because of some reason, the economy. Or so we have to have the plan B. We have to make sure. It's almost having a baby. I always say, my friends that I say, hey, when are you having a baby? Oh, we're not ready yet. And I say, oh, you're never going to be ready if you overthink. But with dogs, it's a little different. We have to overthink because, like I said, it has to be a great experience for us, but mainly for them. We got to make sure that even try to arrange in a way that you know that if you have a big litter, that you're going to have demand for that litter. So these puppies are not going to donated homes because you're tired of them, and then you end up donating them to anyone, and then next thing you know, these puppies are out, abandoned, or in shelters. So this is a big responsibility. It's a big part of being a breeder, dealing with this small things that sometimes we don't think about. Yes, let's have a litter. I am thinking about when my next litter is going to be, because after 21 puppies in my yard, I need a freaking 6 months break, I had my share of the year for the puppies, but now I know my next breeding, and I am going to announce soon. We have one breeding that is not certain yet, but the Samba Kennels breeding that I'm going to do, I'm going to announce whenever all of my puppies are gone, because I'm not even going to think about it yet. And this is how I am. I only will plan or announce another breeding once I know that all my puppies are gone. And we're doing pretty well, because thank God, I think we've sold out of the 46 puppies that we have within the Samba group. We sold at least half of them. And they are, they're under, we have puppies that are 2 weeks, puppies that are 3 weeks, and puppies that are 6, 7 weeks. So we're doing great. Samba team, we're the best. I appreciate each one of you guys that have been doing your amazing job. Who is that, Lauren?
Made me bring one, Lauren.
Ernesto, hey, bring one, Oscar. Ernesto is he has our 5th pick male out of Puma's litter, and he said, let's see a Puma pup. So he said he wanted to see a male. This is the blue fawn male. He has started to just blow up, honestly. His structure is absolutely incredible.
Just a second. Can you guys see when I do this? Can you see Lauren only?
Yes, just Lauren. Yeah.
Full screen. But
oh my God. How are they 3 weeks now?
They are 3.5. They'll be 4 weeks on Monday. As a big male.
Do you know the weight? Have you weighed them?
Oh, I can weigh him really quickly. Hold on.
Sure.
I'll tell you what he is.
I love this thing that we can make the face glow up.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that. I look amazing today. Let's see. So
always hot enough, better not say
shit. Look at him.
Oh, he's so pretty.
Oh my God.
If he'll sit still, I don't have the towel on it, so he's like freaking out. Hold on,
just so we have an idea.
I know. Hold on, let me grab the towel.
Uh-oh. Oh my God.
It's pretty slick.
Is that a girl?
Beautiful.
That's a Vitello, a lilac tri Vitello and Nebula puppy. Look.
Oscar, she's beautiful.
Okay, so he is 5 pounds.
You're muted, Oscar.
He's 5 pounds, 1.5 ounces.
Wow.
23 days old.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
He's going to be so pretty. I've not seen a lot of blue fawns ever. Not in person. I don't know that I've ever seen a blue fawn in person, but I looked them up, and they're like dreamy. I think.
Do
I
you
don't-
think? Do you think that's a blue fawn or that's a shaded, saddle shaded sable? Because it's got the reverse tries here, the tri point. It looks like a tri cheek.
You're the
Um,
expert, ma'am.
I am going to send you some. If there's anybody that is like an expert in colors, Puma is a full black diluted and AT carrier, and the mama is a black tri. And this puppy, we think it's a blue fawn, but I also think it could be a sable saddle shaded.
Based on the side of his face, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Does
pretty.
anyone here understand colors that can give me an idea what this dog is? I think, because guys, mind you, color is not. I'm not the most color genetics expert, but I think it could also be a shaded sable, settled sable. This is a color that I learned with some of the shake puppies. And look at this Vitello baby. Oh my God. Look at the socks.
Please.
Golly.
I'm gonna go put you up.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, they're beautiful.
He said no.
Can I see their back? His back or her back?
She is 16 days today. 16 days.
Aw.
3 pounds and a half.
She's so calm. Beautiful puppy. Yeah, the rear on these puppies are going to be amazing. Awesome, guys. Very good.
Got babies.
Oh my God. Now she brings me the problem.
She's gonna bring the heavy hitters now.
Look at it.
You're muted.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So this guy from day one, he was the biggest puppy. He's not the biggest puppy anymore. He's the second biggest. But
Is that Apex?
no, this is King.
King.
Yes, he's the one with the Superman. The
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. He's the one that has just been structurally amazing from day one.
Gorgeous puppy.
Super alert, isn't he?
I can't wait to meet him in person.
He's so sweet. I love getting in the whelping box now because they all obviously recognize you and come over and crawl up and want to sleep and eat and all the things. But yeah, they're growing so beautifully. He was 5 pounds a couple of days ago, so he's more than that at this point. Much more, I would think. Probably
Gorgeous puppy. Gorgeous.
6. Has he? What do you do?
Well, guys, congrats.
That's one thing that so many people don't understand is the time and the commitment that it takes to whelp a litter. You know, thankfully, Lauren, you're able to stay home with the puppies. You know, I can't imagine, you know, with somebody having to go to work. You know, it's going to be a little while for us, but we are planning to, like the first 2 weeks, like Dee Dee's just going to have to take a week vacation and then go to work. And then I'm going to have to take a week vacation just so we can have the time, you know, just the first, you know, somebody said the first week is the most important. And I truly believe that, you know.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks, honestly. After I was thinking, you know, I'll take 2 weeks and thankfully I can work remotely. I can work from home. So when they get fed and full and sleep, I can work some and then, you know, wash, rinse, repeat type thing. But I was thinking by the end of 2 weeks, I can go back to the office full time. And here we are in the 3rd week, and I'm like, okay, I can't leave them yet for 9 to 10 hours at a time and not help.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Too much time. Thankfully, I have Ryan, and he helped me. You know, some nights when he would get home, he'd be like, just go to bed. I've got it from here, you know. And so he'd stay up with them until like 1 a.m, let me get a couple of hours because I wasn't getting anything. But yeah, I would definitely say the first 2 to 3 weeks, if at all possible, you know, if you've got a really good mama and she has all the milk that she can possibly have, 2 weeks is probably perfect. But you know, if you have a female like us that doesn't have it,
Yeah, you said earlier, you're having to feed every 2 hours, and that's not, obviously that's not 9 to 5. I mean, that's 24/7 every 2 hours.
24/7 the
So you
whole
can
time.
just imagine the exhaustion, the stress and the exhaustion, your mind, just the waking up and going to sleep, waking up and going to sleep. It's just something that never, and I'm just mentioning this, for new breeders,
Absolutely.
we were just talking about the commitment it takes to actually whelp a litter, so we're slowly making plans and hoping things are better in the kennel, and we're gonna build some indoor outdoor kennels in a shop that existing shop that we have, so hopefully make things easier, but it's a huge commitment. And Aria, you asked earlier about why you have to go out and buy these expensive dogs, or why you think it's like Didi pointed out, it's a huge investment, but anybody with a heart, they're not just dogs, they're an extension of our family, and you want your clients, your customers, to have the healthiest puppies possible. So I mean, it just takes that, it costs money to do all the health testing, the importing, there's just so much that people don't understand. And then even when you do get them to your house and you decide, yes, let's just breed them, wow, I mean, it's just that can be a huge mistake. You have to be prepared.
And it was good that you said that, Tony, because that brings another situation. I think that I had a list here of like, I don't know, at least 9 topics, and we didn't even move from the first one, but this is
Right.
how this could be, every topic could be an episode, because it's so deep when we talk about breeding and the real how breeding really is behind the scenes. And you just mentioned something that is very important, and unfortunately this is something that I have to guide and my mentees when it comes to business. You have to differentiate how much of a business this is and how much of a passion this is, because there is a fine line where you got to understand that the attachment might ruin your business. Okay. And this is where things get a little tough for me to even think about, because I love each one of my dogs. But one of my best mentors of my lifetime Dogo mentor, he always said to me, the same place where there is a bad dog, mind you, when we say bad dog, we're talking a dog that is not breeding, that is not apt for breeding purposes, okay? The same if you're a breeder and you are not a millionaire and you're trying to make out of this some sort of business that you can at least return your investment, the same place where it's eating a bad dog could be eating a good dog, or the same place where it's eating a pet home could be eating a good quality dog when it comes to business. And this is very cold of me to say, but this is the business as it is. If you are thinking of this as a business, you have to not have attachments, because sometimes, unless you're in a comfortable situation financially that you can have your pets and you can have your breeding stock. I thank God I have some breeding dogs here that are not breeding anymore. I have Hannah that is retired. She's a Klaus daughter. I only had one litter with her. She came, it's just an example to try to illustrate what I'm saying. I could have her here for the rest of her life and she could die here. She's happy. She lives with her brother. They love each other. But honestly, what I wanted for her, she's not breeding anymore, because she had a very hard bounce. She didn't bounce back very well for her only litter that she had here. So I said, I'm not breeding her anymore. Even though she was young, she was only 3. She had 3 litters already, 2 in Brazil and 1 with me. She could have 1 more. And I said, no, I'm not going to breed her. She cannot have any more. And that's when my common sense comes when I hate when people say, oh, you can only breed a dog 4 times. You can only breed a dog 3 times. Guys, this is human rule for ethics or whatever. It doesn't really work like that. It works that sometimes one female should even never be bred. Doesn't have the structure that has a, oh, just because the dog is young and it looks okay. No, if you x-ray the elbows or the knees or the hips or the patella and something is wrong, that female should not be bred. Not just because she's going to reproduce that, but because of her well-being. She's not going to be able to hold on to a belly full of puppies that's going to put at least 15 more pounds on her.
Mm-hmm.
That's ethics. That's ethic.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a female, my Dogos females, they could have litters, post litters. I never did that because I don't have the time. And like I said, availability is something very important for breeding. And I never had the time. I always bred my Dogos, but I was also a business owner. I had my business that had nothing to do with dogs. But I had a female that I bred, my first female I bred 6 times, and she was ready for another one. And I have no problem saying that because she was the healthiest female. She was a hunter. She was a show dog. She was everything. And she was the best mother in my yard, probably so far. And she had 6 litters. Mm-hmm. Would I have done this now? We're talking my first Dogo Argentino, guys. 20, when I first had my litter was 2005. So 20 years ago, 21 years ago. I didn't know better, and I had for 6 years and I didn't have them back to back. But every year I was going to have I had a litter of her and I thought and she was just amazing. She looked the same. That female was apt to even have more litters. As a human, I'm like, no, she had enough. Here in America, people would kill me to know that I had a female that had six litters at that time, and the drama and the myth, it's a myth. The way people treat dogs nowadays is really a myth because they are not happy. They're happy doing what they do in the yard, playing in dirt, being dogs. Dogs are not dogs anymore. So when you're a breeder, you have to guarantee that they're dogs. And of course, if a female shows to me that she shows signs that she's not going to be a good mother because she has some issue, not only, maybe it's not genetic, maybe she broke her ligament or something. She torn her ligament, sorry. And I'm going to breed that dog that she can't barely walk with her leg, with a full belly, So it's not about a rule of how many times you can breed your dog. Is understanding the individuals that you have in your home and the respect that they need to be happy and to have quality life, even if they're having a litter. And that's how I judge that. Hannah, she had 3. That's more than enough. She had a very bad time. She had to have a blood transfusion. Her titties hang down to the floor, even though she only had 3 litters. And Viviana, she's never had a litter, and she has already big titties. That's genetics. That's from their genetic. Tetra had 2 litters, and she has very long titties already because that's their genetics. The bully in them. Some bullies are like that. Some girls will bounce back, and that doesn't mean that they're suffering. It just means that that's their hormonal system makes their glands go a little bigger. Viviana never had a litter. And if you look at her, you swear to God that girl had litters. It's just hormonal. But I believe that, for example, Hannah, I would love her to have a house, to live as a queen that she deserves, to end her life in a house, in a family home. I actually, if anybody is interested in Hannah, I will spay her at my own cost. And as long as you go through a protocol of a formula, she might be available for a rehome. As long as you have to prove to me that she's going to be the queen of the house. She's going to live inside, eat inside, sleep with you, whatever you want. But she would only get out of here if it was for that purpose. If not, she's happy where she is in the kennels with Klaus. They love each other. They're happy together. And I would even have to be very courageous to separate them too, because they love each other. But I know that she would love to be here in the house with me. And I can't have everybody here in the house with me. I bring them in every once in a while I bring like one. Today I had Vira with me. Yesterday I had Tractor. This morning I woke up, I let Viviana and Tetra play around, and they were, roaming around. So I always give them a little bit of time with me, but I wish I could have them all the time. And that's what I was thinking, like what I was going to say to you guys. It's hard to be attached because sometimes you're going to have to make decisions. And if you're not ready to move, you have to not be kennel blind and see that a dog that you have might not be breeding, what is the word?
Quality.
Breeding quality,
Mhm.
or it has a problem. Maybe the female is a superb breeding female, but she went through an accident or something, and it's not. And these are the things that we can face during a breeding program that will set you back. But that's when you have to be ready. That's when you have to be ready, psychologically, financially, and emotionally. So that's what I have to say. And I want to know if you guys have any questions. I want to say hi to everybody that's in Instagram and
Yeah, I
apologize.
want to say something.
Yes, please, sir.
Um, because I also want to show. I don't know if I've been so lucky, but I also want to talk about the other side of the coin, the other face of the coin. You guys talking about maybe bad mothers, maybe Lauren had to stay each 2 hours helping to feed them, and maybe because they're the size of the litter and understand people cleaning the dogs and blah blah blah. But hey, Nebula, I don't know, but from what I hear from everybody, you guys have the worst mothers. Nebula is just amazing. She's
You're
just
lucky.
it's
Mhm.
insane. It's insane how amazing she is. Like I literally just go in the morning to feed every dog. I check on the puppies and they're good. And most of the times they are clean. You know, there's a little things on the stain on the blankets, but they are clean. And the
But
puppies
Oscar, let me interrupt you for a second. She's been a mother before. That's not her first time. And Lauren
yeah,
has 15. It's her first litter, and she had 15. If you don't supplement these puppies and you don't help the mother, at 2.5 weeks, she's gonna be so tired. She's gonna try to jump out of the whelping box. So it's a little different, like you were so lucky. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
really hoping I hope that hope will
Hope
be the
so.
same. I hope.
And I'm not talking only about Lauren. I'm talking about I mean, in general, everybody. Every breeder, every mom, every dog. It's just that I got the best mother with Nebula. She's just amazing, guys.
No,
Like,
that's good to hear. I'm happy for you. This is really important. That's another thing. Having a good female, a good foundational female is not only about the looks or the genetics. It's
Attention for that
important.
girl. I was like, what?
It is being a good mother. It's crucial to a program to have good mothers. You know, Unfortunately, I had a good mother here that I sent to a person in Mexico, and he disappeared with her. And I will one day make a story about this because he disappeared with my two dogs, Berlin, that was 10 points to become a champion, and Bartolina. My two dogs I sent to a person in Mexico, and I will expose him if I have to, because I've been looking. He said that both of them died. All the puppies died. Anyways, um, I will one day try to find these dogs because I know they're out there somewhere. And Berlin and Bartolina. Bartolina was my best female. She would hear. I think I told you guys this before. She would hear a puppy crying. Just by hearing there was a puppy crying, she would start producing milk. If she heard that puppy was crying, because we had a female that had little milk when she was whelping, and she started producing milk, and we put the puppies with my female, and she nursed the whole litter for the other female for until they were 3 weeks old. We have a question here. Adam Lavador, are there any plans for Chuck Norris in the future? Just curious if you planned to keep any American puppies on the yard. Man, I tell you that Chuck is our baby. He's a pet right now. Like living the best life with my son in Dallas. He lives with my son. They're best friends. He's living an amazing life. He's unneutered. He's still available to stud, but I don't have any plans to using him exactly because I'm not going to be using any American Bully dogs as of right now. I don't have any interest in using any American Bully males because my focus is now transitioning all of my dogs to the Brazilian Bulls, including registry. Chuck has amazing qualities. He makes the most beautiful babies. The best temperament I've ever seen in an American Bully, and he's very dear for my family, very important in my life. But I don't have any plans for him other than he can be studied out as an American Bully, of course, because that's what he is, and he's living the life of a king. He's spoiled. He lives with my son in his bedroom. He goes out they live in an apartment, but he's out with him every 3-4 times. Every weekend when my son comes to visit me, Chuck comes here too. So
Nice.
it's almost like visiting grandma,
Yeah, that's right. Brings the grand dog. Yeah, visit
Yeah.
grandma.
That's right. Well, guys, I guess it's time. Wow, time just flies. It's 1 hour and 55 minutes that we've been talking here. It's always so much fun to be here. I enjoy this very much. If you guys like this live, please leave a little like on the like button. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please do so. Ring the little bell so you know when we're live. Usually it's every Thursday nights, 7:30 p.m. Central. And there's going to be some videos. I'm so late with my videos because of so many puppies that I'm dealing with. But soon we're going to have more videos. I plan on doing some guys, remind me the word when we draw something for the subscribers and the members of the. Is that a draw?
A raffle?
Just a drawing.
It's
A
a
raffle?
drawing, yes.
A drawing? A
A
raffle?
raffle or a drawing for. I've been trying to do this, but now that I have a lot of people, I'm going to gather all the names from subscribers and members from not subscribers. I'm sorry, members of YouTube and the subscribers of Instagram and Facebook. I have a lot of people. I'm going to do a way that I can do it online and I can show you guys that was legit. And I want to give a basket with some Bacanos products. Look at this. Let me see if I can show you. This is oh no, I can't see. Here, there you go.
There it is.
There it is. I have a little bag that we made for my puppy owners. We're gonna have the puppy kit being delivered with all of the puppies. I usually put, toys and a little manual for the puppy new owners, the ones that are pet homes, of course. And we do some treats here for the puppies. I just like to treat with, just like a little gift for choosing us. It's so important for me to see that they're not only getting a puppy, they're getting all the supplies that they need for the first couple of days there of the puppies. And of course, I want to do draw or a raffle with a whole bunch of products like a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, maybe one of these bags, maybe a cup. I'm going to put it together with the Some Bacanos dogs or with whoever gets the name. Could be Some Bacanos or could be the favorite dog in my yard. I already said that. I need help. Maybe I'm going to ask Lauren or Didi to help me put together this drawing. This way we get it done, because I've told you guys about this 2 or 3 times already and I haven't done it, and it's on me because I'm late. I'm super busy, and I will probably need a secretary next time, like my next step. Guys, it was a pleasure being here with you. It's always
Been
lovely.
great.
I love Thursday night.
Always seeing you guys.
Favorite day of the week. Thank you everyone that's watching us, that's being here all night with us, and the ones that are watching this video later on because it stays on YouTube. Thank you for your support. I appreciate each one of you, everybody that is supporting us. It's very important, and in anything that we can help you with, you can always follow us on Instagram, send us DMs. Mind you guys, please, this is very important. Instagram does not allow anything about business when it comes to puppies. Okay, so don't ask me how much. I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to send you an automatic link, and you have to go through the website, or you have to text us or send us an email, because it is just common sense. These platforms, they will take the page down if you talk about business. Okay, so it's not that we're rude. It's just because we have to follow the guidelines. Love you guys. Take care. Good night. I'll see you
Good
next
night,
time.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And we're gonna end with some music from some Bacanos. Of course, we have to. Where is it? There it is.
Here it is.
Which ones are you gonna hear? The Texas one or the hip hop Samba Time?
Either one. I like the new one from Diamond Double. That was a pretty good one.
Oh, I don't have the one here yet, because that one is like it's a release. It's an actual song made by an artist. So that one is available for using in reels and stuff. If you're using YouTube or Instagram, you can. All right, you guys. I'll see you
Everybody
next
have a
time.
good night. Thanks
Everybody
for
have
joining
a
us.
great night. Thank you, and we'll see you next
the
Thursday.
text. We built this from the mud. No talk. All results. Yeah. We from the yard where the champs don't sleep. Bloodline real, the roots run deep. The powerhouse Klaus, all muscle and tone. Champion tractor for perfection shown. She's that chocolate color perfection. But Ghana's got that smooth connection. She, the world legend. Shine so bright, now the future's lit. We taking flights. Some Bacanas, we don't play around. Brazil to the States, we shut it down. Drip too clean, our boots too loud. Talk that talk, we made the crowd proud. That's summer talk. Summer talk. Summer talk. Talk that talk, we made the crowd proud. Brazilian bulls, yeah, that's the wave. Stacking winners, we pre-brave. Every dog solid, head to the bone. Ain't no copy, this line I own. From the block to the ring, we bring that heat. Big paws, big names, can't compete. Samba family, all